There was no soft opening for us. It was to the wire. We knew it would be, and we opened and used this space on Easter Sunday, 2014. I don't know how to describe the excitement. People weren't talking about stacked stone. They weren't talking about a new choir riser system. They overall said that they loved it, but what people have said is they could see better. They could hear better. Very specific comments of people saying, I heard the best mix of music today and the best blend that I've ever heard here. So it wasn't that the stage for the sake of the stage was good, it's that the ministry purpose behind the whole project was accomplished. From younger people who always love something new and exciting and that embrace everything new that's coming along, to senior adults that have served the Lord here faithfully for 60 and 70 years. We have heard over and over again, we love it. I had a lady that's been a member of this church for many, many years stop me to tell me how much she appreciated the new space and how much it enhanced her worship experience. It's a great reminder to us that we don't need to get caught up just in all the tools and the toys and the trinkets. And that's what we loved about Paragon. Everything was about the why. Why were we going to do something? If we were going to spend money on something, what was the ministry goal? What was it going to accomplish? Not just, was it new and cool and shiny? Did it make a difference in the way we communicated the gospel and worshiped the Lord?
About the best day I think we had was when Paragon came in with our architects, and we sat down around a table for one day and started listing all of the things that we actually needed to get done. Things that we needed to remove the barriers for the worshiper as well as the users on stage, which is the choir and orchestra and the ministries that use this, and brought all of those together basically in one day. And by the end of the day, we had a three-dimensional model that we could proceed with. And from that model, every other thing happened. You know, all the ideas were there. The rest of the process was just massaging it and then finding the right product to put it all together to achieve what we have now.
How do we develop effective 21st century ministry tools? This is a church with a great heritage, but as we all know, the gospel never changes, but our methods have to. And so I think one of our greatest challenges was to determine what tools do we really need. And in a day and age where people focus so much on style, we wanted to make sure that we would develop tools that could be used for a broad range of activities and a broad range of styles.
Part of what my responsibility is managing the workflow on the stage, stuff on and off. Pretty much within 2 weeks after we opened on Easter, we hit a run of probably a dozen, I think 10 or 12 graduations, local high school graduations, a kids musical. The ability to move everything underneath the stage, we just couldn't stop going on about it. The flexibility that it's given us of putting stuff backstage, it's just phenomenal.
We had a stage in this worship center that's 25 years old, but 25 years takes its toll. So we have a stage in this worship center that needed some freshening. So we knew that leveling the stage, starting with a level playing field, so to speak, was important to us. We knew also, because of the different styles of worship that we do, as well as the different events from school graduations to city events in the city of Memphis, to School of Performing Arts graduations, to concerts, that we needed an easy way to move things around on stage and have on-stage storage. It is time, after 25 years and using this space wonderfully and it being of great service to us, it was time to look at how to retool it for the next several decades.
The products that were built for this were pretty amazing because we had historically built everything out of wood. The main choir loft we had used was steel bleachers, which were pretty limiting. But then when we started talking to Paragon about our needs and pulling everything together for something that would have the maximum flexibility, they brought in this cube system. And by itself, it was a great system for most churches. We had unique needs in that we wanted a lot of movement upstage, downstage to get people on and off stage quicker. They even went outside the box and brought us this mezzanine solution, which gives us a lot of storage space underneath, a lot of movement space for a lot of people very quickly. And it looks amazing. But everything, the tolerances that everything is built at, with everything mostly built out of aluminum, is just beautiful construction. I mean, everybody is marveling at just the workmanship.
When you start making a change that impacts the worship center, the one thing that you know for sure is that it's going to impact just about everyone who attends this church. So it was important to us that we got broad-based ownership and buy-in from our people. Paragon stood out to us when it came down to realizing we were going to focus on a portion of this room. It had to be done well, and it had to be done with great stewardship. Paragon rose to the top. Unique things that Paragon brings to the table is the wisdom and the specialty in helping churches do things incrementally. Some churches can take a wholesale approach and can go in and redo a whole building at one time. In this day and age though, many can't do that. That's not the best use of funds, and they need to do it in a staged approach. I think one of the other things that stands out to us about Paragon is out-of-the-box thinking. As we've used Paragon as our lighting developer and designer for the past several Christmas projects, we've seen their approach. Well, we needed that same approach with a stage redesign. We didn't need what someone else had done. We needed someone to listen to us and find out what were the unique needs that make Bellevue, Bellevue. We needed someone that would look at the uniqueness of the things that we did and do and help us find ways to meet those needs and accomplish that in a cost-effective way.
Paragon brought to us solutions that we would not normally have been able to do because we're sort of a hybrid. We don't just do church, we don't just do major productions, but we do parts of those every week. And Paragon listened to our needs and met those needs with a custom solution. We achieved something far greater than we could have with another solution, and also met our budget needs in a way that we didn't think possible.
When you use a space like we use this space, this worship center stage, and it is adapted on a weekly basis, it's important that we use quality materials. Now, the challenge with quality materials is they tend to come with a high price. One of the unique parts, again, of Paragon is their creativity. Paragon found a way to help us find quality material, and they build quality material, but yet it's still something that you can afford. And again, because it can be moved and used in so many different ways, it's not only high quality construction, but it's quality design so that it's flexible, which all in all means you get quality material at a good price. I remember when we started this project, the actual construction phase in January, we knew we had to be finished Easter. And so there was a lot of pressure. And you know, the old adage that you can have it quickly and pay a lot, or it can take a long time and it'll be cheap. We needed it to be cost effective, and we needed it fast. and there was a very restrictive time schedule. It was a huge win in trust and in integrity that this project came in on schedule and on budget. One of the things that's going on in church life today is that people don't want cookie cutter, simplified, watered down answers. But what we found in Paragon were guys that not only were believers and men and women that were believers, but we found people that were seeking to understand how the church is functioning in the 21st century. What's important to the church? What are the issues that are driving her existence? What are the things that we really need to be doing if we're going to impact 21st century America with the gospel? Paragon gets that. They understand, again, the why behind what we're doing.
One thing we did have an advantage of is we met Donnie Bronner at Paragon probably 13 years ago and had been trying desperately to work with him for all these years. And it seemed like it just never was the right time. We never had quite the right audience. So part of what thrills me is this is finally bringing to fruition all of the things that we had talked about for years. And when this finally came up to where this is a project that the pastor felt strongly about that we needed to do, just to update the facility, Paragon was paramount in bringing all of it together. They are actually a part of our family now.
One of the fun parts of this project was partnering with a company that we've been partnering with in our Christmas production now for several years. It is certainly business. We had to have quotes, we had to have insurance, we had to have timelines, but there was a trust because beyond partnering to do a business venture together, we really were part of the family of Christ and we really were friends. And I think you'll find in Paragon, what sets them apart is that distinctly human side. We can have the best programs, we can do them well, but if people can't tell that we care about them, then they're not going to listen. So I think you find in Paragon 360 a business that understands how the church works today.